Hey guys, welcome back to another clip of Schach-manuel-lernen. Today with the last classical game in 2024. I had the black pieces and after d4 I fought for some time and I planned to play Stonewall. But yeah, he played the London system, so Stonewall is not the best opening against that. So I played e6, e3, bishop d6, which provokes a bit the change of the bishops. He continued with knight f3 to keep e5 under control. I played that, provoked a bit more, and then he changed. He changed his bad bishop for my good bishop, but I just wanted to play a bit out of theory. And I know like white is slightly better, but not really significant. And after c4, I decided to capture. And after that move, the pawn structure in the middle is not fixed, so you can't say this bishop is better than that. At the moment, of course, he is, because simply of the fact that he is developed. Then knight c3, which is continue our development. a6 I played with the idea in case he would play e5 I could play b5, and I calculated something like bishop d3, bishop b7, and if he would play here it would cost him a pawn. That was a bit the idea behind this move. However, he didn't play e4, he played a4 to stop b5. Is common move. I played b6 because I don't want that he plays a5. And if he would play a5 here, it's much worse because I can play b5 and he can't capture en passant. So that's why b6, and after short castle, bishop b7, queen e2, and small castle. We are both well developed, so it's an open game. He decided to play rook c1 to go to the open file, which is a normal move. I played queen e7 with the idea of pushing e5. Then he played rook c2, which prepares this one, but also gives him the option of playing this one. So it's a really flexible move from white's perspective. Then I played e5. The idea of e5 is to break a bit in the center to give me a bit more space. And on the other hand, I would like to fix the pawns on the dark squares, because then my bishop would be the good one. So after e5, he decided for an interesting move. It was objectively also the best. He played d5. And now he would like to play e4, next move, that he just grabs more space and then I would have some trouble. That's why I played e4 by myself. Here I missed the tactical point that I could have played b5. What happens after b5? If he captures, I capture, I lose temporarily a pawn, but I win it back immediately on d5. So, and then I have a bit better pawn structure. He has a passed pawn, but it's nothing to worry about this position. Instead I played by myself e4, which gives him the square d4. On the other hand, I get the square on e5. And yeah, this knight construction is quite funny and aesthetical pleasing. And he found another best move, like knight c6. It's not losing a pawn, because let's say if we would capture, then he can capture on a6, and then these 2 pawns are better than these 2 pawns. So that's why capturing is not that good. If I capture with bishop, it's the same story. And that's why I played queen e8, with the idea or with the threat that I can capture now and then recapture with the queen. He played rook d1. Now, if I would capture here, at the end he can capture here. So that's another thing. That's why I decided, after long calculating, to capture his bishop. He recaptured, and then simply play rook c8 and going for this knight. Here he played rook cd2, like he prepared that I will capture here. However, I captured differently, and I guess he missed that a bit. It's not like it's really good for me, but it keeps the balance in the position and takes a bit out the space advantage from white. I sacrificing temporarily the knight on d5 because it was the main protector of c6. So regardless of how he recaptures, let's say knight, I can just recapture with the rook, queen d4, a5, and that's completely fine for me to playing. In the game, he captured with the queen, and then I captured with the bishop. His knight. He captured d6. Computer says queen d4, but for me it's really special to find, because the computer says, okay, you will win that anyway, so you should focus on this pawn. And variation would be d5, h3, h6, and so on. That he doesn't capture the pawn immediately. Long term he will, but not right away. So yeah, he captured on d6, and then I captured on a4, and afterwards, yeah, he captured on a4, I recaptured. Here it's really drawish already. When we go back 2 moves, what was to calculate was rook a1. Here I plan to play rook c6 as an intermediate move, because if I play something like this, I will just lose the b6 pawn, and yeah, then he has the more active pieces. But after rook c6, queen goes away, then I can play this, and yeah, now it's also quite drawish because he will regain the pawn that I'm up at the moment, so he will equal it. But yeah, there's not much to play afterwards. And he captured there, captured on b6, queen c6. Here you just have to be a bit careful because that you not blunder something like that. Because here, like, the queen can sacrifice herself, and then you have a back rank problem with some potential checkmates at the end. So there, always be careful. I knew it was quite George's position, and also my team was doing quite a good job. So I played queen c6 after capturing. Played this one. Here is also important not to capture, because if you capture, then this pawn is under attack. You can't counterattack, because otherwise we have the back rank issues at the end again. And if you go here for defending it, then white has the much more active rook, which can cause you some unnecessary problems. That's why after this move, I decided to stay active and play rook c2. Because now it would be a different story. Like, I can capture, and now suddenly I have the I have the active rook. The game was like rook capture, capture here. I played f5, g3, then I went back with the rook and saying, okay, I'm completely fine. And then we just played a couple of more moves. And here we decided to give it as a draw. For me, it was a success because my opponent had like 200 rating points more than I. And I had the black pieces. That's also not to underestimate. And at the end, my team won. So that was really important. And yeah, was a good ending of the chess year 2024. I'll make a small recap video later in the year. And yeah, you will get more content from me this year. And I wish you a wonderful weekend. Stay healthy and keep on playing chess.